Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's video. I got a big project that I got to start to tackle, and I need to get things set up. And I've let my garage be in a state of super mess. It's always kind of messy, but it's more messy than normal for far too long, like all summer. So I need to get it cleaned up so I can get things set up for my next project, which is bringing in the Cherokee. I need to do spark plugs, do the oil cooler, all that crap. So I'm hoping that and get it done on this set of days off for sure. I need to get the JK outside, and then I can start cleaning the garage up. Alright, let's start to tackle this mess. Got some earbuds in so I can listen to some podcasts while I clean, and let's get this done. Table's all cleared off with all the things I need to do. Oil cooler, spark plugs, pulleys, transmission oil, oil change. I figured since I'm doing the spark plugs and the intake has to come off, I might as well do the oil cooler at the same time because it's only a matter of time before it fails. Because you guys know, in the 3.6, 3.2, I think the oil cooler is the same, and it's not a matter of if, but when it's going to fail. Well, I have the next few days to get this job tackled, and shouldn't have to worry anymore. Well, I've been farting around the house long enough. It's time to get some stuff done. The first thing I'm going to do is disconnect that negative battery terminal, because the last thing we want to do is start working on the motor, and all of a sudden it starts cranking over randomly, and that would not end well. So let's get that taken care of, and also going to throw a battery tester on her because winter's coming. I want to know how strong this battery is. Hoping I can see what kind of cold cranking amps we got there. Look like 700 cold cranking amps. Actually, we're in vehicle. I guess it's after charge. I don't know what kind of battery it is. Cranking amps. 700. Okay, let's go testing. See what kind of battery life. It says good battery, state of health 100%, state of charge 96. Looks like we're still good. Using a 10 mil, and it looks like the negative was actually loose for some reason. Alright, let's disconnect that off. And I'm not done yet. I want to get a rag that I can put underneath there. Throw a rag right there for now. Like I said, I used a rag. I need to annex this cover here. I did this without gloves, and it didn't end well because it's got these grommets in there. Ugh. It'll come. It's just being a royal pain in the ass. Okay, let's get another. There we go. Electrical connections. Always like to spray with WD-40. If we can. There. This tool works awesome. Come on. There we go. We're out. That was it. You can tell this thing's been apart before. This is broken as well, and it's not a clean, fresh break. Tell you right now, looks like O2 sensors. Probably be a real pain in the butt to change with the connections beneath the air intake. Just want to give it a quick shot in there. Maybe That'll be enough to break that seal. Right there we go. It's gonna come off. Everything's so plasticky, so you gotta be very careful. So now we need to tackle this bracket at the back. So there's one nut here, there's one nut there, and there's one way down there. Not gonna be able to see anything anyways. There is a 13 mil. So I just learned the hard way that you have to remove that grommet that goes on that stud in order to get that out. So now I'm going to do it all over again to get it out so I can remove that bracket. Finally got the stud out. No idea why. You need a stud with that many threads for a little bracket. Could use half that much and it would have been easier to deal with. So now that I fought tooth and nail, that bracket can come off, and we're just going to move it over to the side there, just as such, so you get everything else out of the way. So these are an 8 mil, and you just want to remove the bolts that are in the manifold. They're going to say with the Torx head, because there is a fuel injection rail that you can get confused. So 7 in total. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if I didn't screw up something, theoretically I should be able to lift the intake manifold up and forward and get past the studs in there. We should be able to get this out. I do not know if they don't come completely out. See what's gonna happen. And we're coming. And we're out. We are out. Princess Auto's open till 9 o'clock tonight. These intake seals will be garbage. You should always replace them unless you have new ones in there. These ones are actually still really pliable, so you probably could get away using them. This is a good opportunity. Actually, can't be able to see. What do I do with my flashlight now? Flashlight, I just had you. Where did you go, flashlight? So now is a good time. If you want to, you can look down below at all your valves and stuff. And I'm going to plug all those holes with paper towel so nothing falls in. As tempting as it may be, never open the throttle body butterfly with your hands. I just sprayed it with the throttle body cleaner. Just kind of get rid of a lot of that dirt and grime away from there. The old TJ's not getting any love. Hasn't been starting well, see how cranky it is. Fired right up. I am almost willing to bet that these spark plugs have been changed out, but I'm going to pull them out anyways and have a look. Just gotta spray all those connections, get them all lubricated. There. and you get the idea. Bolts for the coil are a 10 mil. Sometime today, pull the spark plug out. There we go, one came out. So right now, just shining a flashlight in there, making sure there's no oil or anything. Take my air gun, just want to blow the hole out. For a second there, I didn't think I had the spark plug wrench. You don't want to be doing this hot either. You want to be doing this after the engine's been cooled down because you got aluminum heads and such. There we go. There are a set of champions in there. They look like they've seen the war though. Put it in there carefully. Tighten her up till it's snug. There's very little at 13 inch-pounds. Right there. Always scares me when you're doing small torque. Let's spin this one out. I don't really like this, so I got this wobble. I'm dropping down, and then oh, I guess it just goes right there. Perfect. Never mind. I don't need something super long. I was getting a little bit worried there. Ouch. There we go. And 13. That's the other one I took out. I should have almost did these spark plugs before I went to the Yukon, now that I look at them. Holy. So far so good. Glad that was taken care of. Let's see if I could get rid of this light. Bought this light off Amazon a little while ago and it's super awesome, especially for working on stuff. So I got the spark plug tester out. I don't know if you can see it on the bench. It's right there. Right. Notice. Got face tracking, so I can't move down. So I got the spark plug tester I got off Amazon. So let's she's still shooting. Those two are still shooting. The gap's pretty wide, but still giving her. Still sparking those ones. Yeah, that one on the right definitely looks like she has a weak spark compared to all the other ones. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. Gonna end this. We're gonna have a boiling ore, hoppy lager from my favorite brewery in Calgary. Motherfucking beer time, everybody. Oh. Yeah, this one's foaming over. So far so good. There's been no secret surprises yet. Let's hope the next video goes well too when we get rid of that factory oil cooler and put this aluminum one in. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Motherfucking beer time. I'm going to go get a fire going and relax for the rest of the night. It's nothing like getting a fire going. Cigar, beer, listen to your favorite podcasts, and just enjoy the night.